A bit of fun. When you see these people doing this, like Miley Cyrus kills lesbian cats, is just a bit of nonsense, and I suppose a bit of escapism. And the man can really talk, probably a lot faster than I can. But anyhow, I'm actually here on a more serious thing to let you know that there's something that's really been troubling me, and it's been held down by the media and the press and everything else, and that is fuel cells. People are battling today to try and save money, and I can't get any of these media to actually talk about it. And these things can save 40%. For instance, the other day we put a fuel cell into a Mercedes-Benz engine, and that engine was emitting out the back, through the exhaust where all the diesel was pushed out after being burnt. The emissions were 1.75. That was the actual reading. Once we'd done the installation of the fuel cell, the emissions declined from 1.75 down to 0.8, and then during the following week down to 0.75. That's once the system was settled down. That is better than 60%. It's a huge saving, not only in emissions but in fuel, because what's going on there is, if the fuel cell is doing what it's supposed to be doing, it's causing the diesel to burn all those particles that were not burning and going out through the exhaust, are now burning. That is why the emissions at the back showed only at 0.8 and then 0.75. So that's why there's such a huge saving. There's other things as well, like the engine runs cooler. It of course helps the maintenance if your engine is running cooler like that. Further, you're not getting particle buildup on everything inside the engine because they're not being burnt. And of course you're saving money on fuel, and you're getting a lot more power out the engine for less fuel. So all these things make a huge difference to you and your vehicle. Now, what I'd like to do is suggest that you contact us on info@tfuelcell, and if you want to get to our site, it's www.tfuelcell.com. So info@tfuelcell.com is our email address, or you can get directly to the site and see a lot more about it at www.tfuelcell.com. Incidentally, either side of me you see these fuel cells. This one's for cars and small vehicles, and this installed incidentally between the radiator and the grill, and there's only two wires to install, a positive and negative, and a vacuum pipe to the air intake. And then this one here is literally the same, two wires to install, but this is for trucks and boats and very large, much larger engines. So that's one that you can look at for the trucks and larger engines. You take a truck like a big Pantechnical or these big articulated things, they're using 4,000 pounds worth of fuel a week sometimes. And so if you can save 40% of that, £1,600, and your car bill will go down. If you're spending, say, £50 a week, well, over a year, that's 2,500, isn't it? 50 times 52 is 2,500. And if you save 40% of that, well, that's a tremendous amount of money. Let me think, that's 800, 4, 5, 20, that's £1,000 out of 2,500. That's your potential savings. That's all I can say. There's a lot of things come in between, the gradients, the where you drive, etc., which of course means that you use probably more fuel, and therefore you'd have to have another cell to overcome that. The only reason you won't save that sort of figure is if you don't put the right size unit in. Thank you very much for listening, and don't forget, either www.tfuelcell or info@tfuelcell.com. Thank you very much.